Morning. We're just working on taking the packer back to the pad. Finished up packing in the back piece for now. We have this piece behind me needs to be packed, and as well as a piece over there and a piece down far end over there. But first we gotta take the packer back to the pad, fill it up with water again, because when I lost the drum last week, or is that 2 weeks ago now, when I lost the drum, we had to drain the drum just so the skid steer could pick it up and carry it back to the pad so I could put it back together. But we didn't get a chance to fill it up again. But that was okay, because the piece that we were doing it on was so soft, it didn't matter if it was empty or full. It's a lot wider than the road, which causes some issues. Like I said in the previous video, our original plan was to have it so that they fold up, but we just haven't got that far yet. So we got the packer back all right. Fill up the water tank here, get ready to water the field a little bit where we're going to be harvesting tomorrow. That way it's a little bit more damp, it's easier to cut, because so far it's been very dry, and yeah, it's kind of miserable cutting between the dust and how dry it is, because some pieces don't cut properly because it is so dry. So we're watering. I know we're not the only ones watering. We started watering actually I want to say 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. We recently picked up this big 5,000 gallon tank. We don't have any irrigation, and the main drainage ditch where we fill all our stuff out of it's supposed to be a creek. It's just an over glorified drainage ditch. Not a whole lot of water, not a whole lot we can do about that except pray for more rain. So do like any other farmer does when it's kind of like hard times and drought and stuff. You make do with what you got, and you think outside the box. So that's what we're doing.
Headline in every caption, we're gonna say
got hooked up to the harrows. Gonna take them back, start working on the other fields. Melissa's watching my water tank while I'm doing this, thankfully. Otherwise I might come back to a great big mud hole on the road. I gotta disc this again, keep this under control. I'll have to bring the mulcher back here and take care of the piles because I have small bunches of trees pushed up that I pushed up with the root rake on this thing. There's quite a bit of water in the ditch back here. As you can see, it's more than halfway up the culvert. So if I do need some water, I could always run back here with the tank and take what bit of water is back here. Alright, so I got the water tank is full. Took a lot longer than it does with the 3-inch pump because this is all set up for 3-inch attachments. 3-inch goes up, feeds into the right in the middle of the tank. But yeah, I'm not going to water right now. It's about 30 degrees and blazing sun. Morning! It's about 2 a.m. I'm just on my way up to the farm. I stopped for some fuel on the way there. It's going to be extremely hot today. It's 22 degrees Celsius already. I think they're calling for 30 something. But it's going to be a busy morning because I'm going to water just before we start harvesting. Then we're going to harvest, get the truck loaded, get it out of there. And then I got to run halfway back to town, grab some fertilizer, and then fertilize. And then hopefully we get some rain, because we desperately need some rain. It's getting really dry. Just watering the field. Gonna go just ahead of these guys harvesting. A nice beautiful sunrise. Just starting. Sun won't be up for another hour or so. Like I said before, we don't have any irrigation out here. We never have since '65 when we started out here. But we've had dry years like this in the past where we were looking into irrigation. This is before I started on the farm. This would have been my grandfather and Dad. He would have been looking into that. But we never have. And then again, the last 3 years now, it's been pretty dry, not very much rain, not a whole lot of water in the ditch. But then who knows, you might get a monsoon season and it'll be just wet, crazy wet years. We've had that too. We had 6 or 7 years of extreme moisture. We've had fields flooded. We've harvested in inches and inches of water. We've pretty much done it all and seen it all, but in the last couple of years, this is the first time we've ever had to take a tank and water the field right before we harvest to help ease harvesting. And just so that we get a better product out to our customers. And the more moisture in the sod, well, to a certain point, the more moisture in the sod, the better it cuts, the better it handles, and the survival rate goes way up. We've never had much of a problem if we harvest it and put it down right away. As long as the customer waters it, it's 99% of the time is okay. It's when the customer buys the sod, lets it sit on the pallet most of the day, and then lays the sod. They might run into a little bit of problems. We'll get some complaints, oh, the grass is brown, it's dry. It's just like, well, we can tell the difference of if you laid the sod right away and watered it, or if it sat on the pallet for 4 or 5 hours before you laid it, and then got to watering it eventually. fertilizer just on my way back out to the farm. Probably take me about an hour and a bit to get there, and it's probably going to take me most of the day to do this by the time I go down there, then come back, or go down there, spread the fertilizer, bring the fertilizer spreader back here. It's probably going to be like 40 degrees by then. It's already 24. It's 8:30, and you can feel the heat just coming off the sun now. Got to run the air conditioning already. So it'll be a couple hours to spread, and then take the hopper back because tomorrow's Canada Day, so they're closed tomorrow. The guy I talked to, he didn't know if they were open on Friday or not, so they probably won't even be open on Saturday. So if I don't get finished up, if they're not open on Friday, I'm going to have to bring their spreader back on Monday. Alright, so we just got back to the farm, unhooked the spreader. Now I'm just going to hook the Case 2090 up to the fertilizer spreader. I've never had a tractor that matched the fertilizer spreader before. Red and white, red and white. Let's get it hooked up.